Chapter 9, Notes to You. Mr. Halfnote was worried. Ever since they returned from winter break, the fifth graders simply refused to take music class seriously, he admitted to the other teachers during lunch one day. He told them about the previous week's lesson on breathing and posture. Sit up straight and tall, but relax, Mr. Halfnote had instructed the class. Instantly, the fifth graders had started giggling and wiggling and slip-sliding out of their chairs. Music stands toppled, sheet music scattered, brasses and woodwinds rolled across the floor. "Stop!" Mr. Halfnote had hollered. "What do you think you're doing?" "We're all trying to sit up straight and tall." "But," replied Lenny. "But we just can't seem to get to the bottom of it," added Bruce. The rest of the students had shrieked with laughter. Mr. Halfnote had spent the rest of the hour trying to regain control of his class. "That is horrible," Miss Turner agreed when he finally finished his story. She patted him sympathetically on the back. "It gets worse," confessed Mr. Halfnote, and he described the morning's lesson. "Today, as we accompany ourselves on our zithers, we're going to learn the chorus from the Battle Hymn of the Republic." Mr. Halfnote had instructed the class. "Ready?" Lenny had grinned. "We're always ready." "Then instruments up," said Mr. Halfnote, "and begin." The fifth graders had plucked and bowed. Above the screeching racket, Mr. Halfnote could just make out the chorus of the lyrics. "Glory, glory, hallelujah. Don't let the teachers try to fool ya. There's a dungeon 'neath the floor with a padlock on the door, and you won't see the kids no more." The battle hymn had 3 verses, but by the time the students had finished singing, Mr. Halfnote's head was throbbing. "Awful, just awful," said Mrs. Glutiel. She handed him a caramel drop cookie as consolation. Mr. Halfnote took a sad little bite. "It is," he sighed. "It truly is. After all, music is a universal language. It allows children to express themselves. But most importantly, play together. Creating music as a group is transformative. It can change their lives." "So, what can I do to help motivate them?" asked Mr. Halfnote. "Have you tried a gold star chart?" chirped Miss Fairchild, the kindergarten teacher. "My kindergartners love gold stars." "Or the promise of a pizza party," suggested Miss Chen. "Kids can't resist pepperoni." "What about a field trip?" said Mr. Jupiter. "Who wouldn't fall in love with some music after hearing Blinkendorf Symphony Orchestra performing the overture of Dear Wiener Dog?" "Ah, the BSO," said Miss Turner with a sigh. "It brings back memories, doesn't it, Harry?" Mr. Jupiter smiled and touched the librarian's hand. "Money," blurted out Mr. Swill, who had been moping around the office coffee machine. "Money is the best motivator. You think I'd clean 1 square of this place if I didn't get a paycheck?" The others laughed. But Mr. Halfnote leaped to his feet. "Cornelis," he said, grabbing the janitor's mop and dancing with it around the room, "you're brilliant!" and he dashed out the door.